What skills do you need to be a good photographer? Being a photographer is about so much more than taking pretty pictures. So stick around till the end and I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to be a good photographer.
It's showtime.
Hi, I'm Mike Lloyd. I run a multi-six-figure boudoir studio in Silicon Valley, California. And I'm going to share with you some of the skills that I've found have the biggest impact on being a successful photographer, however you may define that. Because art is subjective. Some people think certain art is great. Others think it looks like children's finger paintings, which may be great in your mind as well. It's totally subjective. But the skills you need to be a good photographer, I think that's universal, regardless of what you're actually creating. So the 4 things I'm going to go over today. What are the actual photographic skills you need? 2, helping people feel comfortable. 3, time management. And 4, the ability to learn. So number 1, predictable photographic skills. Now, it doesn't matter what style you shoot. It doesn't matter what kind of photography you want to do. Your work needs to be predictable. You don't have to be the best because that doesn't exist. There's always going to be someone who lights differently, who poses differently, and there's no better or worse. Obviously, you can refine your skills, but just because someone lights differently than you doesn't mean they're better than you. So aiming to be the best at anything is not a real goal. You'll never reach that. There's always going to be someone who is more refined at the technical abilities, whatever that may be, but it's fine because it doesn't matter. You don't have to be the best at something to be good at it because your clients aren't Google searching 350 local photographers and then holding a print competition to see who's the best one. That's just not how it works. They want to see themselves in your images and know that what they see is what they're going to get. So when I say predictable images, if somebody looks at your website, sees a certain style, kind of posing, certain lighting, certain kind of expressions, and they book you, that's what they're expecting to get at the end of their shoot. So some of the photographers I see will go to these workshops where one instructor will just set up a bunch of shoot stations. The lights are already there. Professional models are in. Every pose they do is just a phenomenal pose. And you just show up and push buttons, and then you have these fancy images on your website. But if you can't recreate those, if you can't set up those lighting setups and guide people into those poses, it's lying. You cannot advertise something you cannot recreate every single time.
You don't have an appointment, do you?
So it's really important to have consistent work. And that's how I define being a professional photographer, is being able to deliver consistent results that you promise. So if you shoot all studio work and you book a client outside, that's not going to be the same thing. Or if you have a more photojournalistic side and they want more like structured poses, stick to what you know, stick to what you do, work on those skills if you want to expand those offerings, but make sure whatever your clients see is what they're going to get at their own shoot. That's, I believe, the most important thing as far as your technical ability, being able to deliver what you promise. Point number 2, helping people feel comfortable. This one is huge. And I'd say probably more important than your technical ability, because you could be the best at lighting and posing, but if your clients look stressed and uncomfortable, they're not going to want those photos. Okay, maybe I shouldn't rank these as like most important skills. They're all really important. So they're all number 1 for most important skills you need to be a good photographer. Whether it's a boudoir session, because all my clients show up here really nervous. They've probably never done this before. It's an entirely new, scary experience, but they're excited to do it. And most of them are like hands shaking or they're like fidgety and dropping things because they're nervous. But we set up an environment to help get them comfortable and make it a good, stress-free, carefree environment.
Have you any idea what you put me through?
And that's with your preparation. That's with the verbiage that you use. It's how many times you check in before the session, how you greet them at the session, the way everything flows. Are you full of energy and going crazy, or do you provide a calm, comfortable amount of energy? That's totally up to you. Whatever it is you want to do is great. Just keep in mind how that affects your clients. Same thing when you're shooting families. The dad never wants to be there. The mom is stressed out because the kids are fighting. The dog wants to chase all the squirrels in the park. It's chaos for the first few minutes. And I'm trying to befriend the kids. I'm talking football with the dad, or I'm getting the mom to calm down. I'm like, everything's gonna be fine. I got this. Don't worry about what the kids are doing. Just let the professional do their job. That's getting people to feel comfortable. And then I can worry about the lighting, the posing, everything else. But if they're not in it, it doesn't matter what else you do. High school seniors are the same. Or, weddings are a little bit different because you can't, sit up there and pep talk the bride as she's walking down the aisle. But in your preparation process and everything else you do, you can work with the event coordinator, other things to help get them to calm down. With seniors, it's the same. Usually they're nervous because one of the parents is there and helping to get the parents off their back, especially if they're a helicopter parent. That's like the biggest thing. It's all in getting people to feel comfortable. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. So definitely pay attention to that and figure out ways to work on that.
So be it.
Number 3, time management. Huge. The number one reason photographers fail in photography, whether it's a business or just never improve as a hobby, is because they lack clarity and structure. It's not knowing what you're doing, and it's not setting aside time to do the right things. And time management is it. If you're a full-time working parent and you have very limited time in your week, you better make the most of that time you have. And that comes with scheduling, time management. If you only have 3 hours a week to work on it, figuring out the 3 most important things you can possibly work on and dividing your time up there is going to get you the best results. So whether that's practicing your lighting or your posing or SEO for your website or who you're going to hire to take care of these things for you, knowing what you're going to do and designating that time. And as you get more time on your calendar, you add these time blocks. So throughout my week, I have designated shoot days. I have designated sales session days. I have consult times. I have editing time, office work, just miscellaneous stuff. I schedule time to do these videos. If I didn't schedule them, everything would just be chaos and every day would look different and I would never know what to expect. Whereas shoot days, I get into that mindset. The room is prepared for shoots and I can just flow. And then sales session days, I rearrange the room, all my samples go up, TV is here. Obviously I have to move everything now to do this video shoot. So knowing how to prepare myself and what kind of energy I bring into the day and what to expect makes things run smoother for me, and I get everything done because on Monday I look at my week and think, cool, this is what I'm doing today. Tomorrow, these are all the things I'm going to get done. I'm off Wednesdays. Thursday, here's where I come back and do all of these things. Everything is mapped out. There's no guesswork. And if I end up with extra time, I've got a list of to-dos on a whiteboard next to my desk. I just move my way down that list. So time management is invaluable for making sure you get the most done in the shortest amount of time. So you're not spending 8 hours a week watching YouTube videos, but never actually practicing the things, because then it's just procrastination.
You're weird.
Number 4, the ability to learn. We never stop growing. Whether it's learning about financial management or time management, personal development, practicing new lighting setups, new posing styles, new genres of photography, new marketing techniques, new ways to sell your work, all of it is changing constantly because you can never know everything. And the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know, and then the more exciting it gets. Every time I learn new marketing tactics, I'm like, okay, cool. Now how can I tie these into what I'm already doing? What needs to go? How do I modify the things I've been doing? And then I move forward, and then I'll learn something new and change it again. Same thing with my lighting, same thing with my posing. Everything is constantly changing, and you should always be looking for new things to learn. And it goes back to the time management. You can schedule time every week to just play with your lights and try to figure out something new, or to just watch videos on posing and take notes on verbiage to use, how to pose your clients, because maybe the way that you've been explaining things to clients is not the most effective. There could be better ways to tell people how to move into certain positions, for example. Always be learning, schedule it into your week, and be open to the fact that you're never going to know everything, because it's not possible. Nobody does. And you're only going to keep getting better. And that's pretty darn cool to know that you're never going to peak. You're always going to be getting better. That doesn't mean you're not good enough now. It just means you're forever going to be better than you ever were. And that's amazing. So those are my 4 skills that every photographer needs to have to be a good photographer. Consistent, predictable work. You need to know how to make people feel comfortable in front of your camera. Manage your time so that you're not wasting anything. And number 4, always be learning, because I sure don't want to peak and I constantly want to get better at what I'm doing. So thank you for watching this one. I have more videos that go in depth on time management, how to pose, how to light, how to do all these things in detail. So check out my other videos, and I'll see you next time.